I'm Matt with Paddle North. Today we're going to talk about repairing inflatable products made of drop stitch PVC. Drop stitch PVC is called drop stitch because of the webbing inside of the material. So 2 layers of PVC are laminated on either sides of this drop stitch material, and that's what gives it its strength and stiffness. Each Paddle North product comes with a repair kit. Inside the repair kit you have a valve wrench for tightening the valves, glue for making the repairs, patches to cut for particular damaged or ruptured spots, and an extra D-ring if you wanted to add or replace an existing D-ring. Drop stitch PVC is inherently very durable and strong. Rarely will you have any issues, but if you do, these are the 4 most common types. Number 1 would be a leaky valve or pressure relief valve. Number 2 would be a seam rupture. Number 3 would be a puncture. And number 4 would be a broken D-ring or attached accessory. Jumping right into the valve repair, all Paddle North products come with this valve wrench. The valve wrench is just inserted into the valve with the cap off until it clicks down. And then you just want to give it a good quarter to half turn, snug it up. You shouldn't have to force it. If you're forcing it, it's probably tight enough. A good way to check the valve if it's leaking is to take some dish soap in a spray bottle, and you can kind of spray around the area, and you will notice a lot of bubbling if there's any valve leaks. Paddle North products are one of the only ones to use a pressure regulator. This keeps you from overinflating and protects your seams. The pressure regulator can also be tightened by using the same wrench. Typically once a year you're going to want to check your valves, especially after they've been stored away all winter or for a season. Good thing to do your first time out, just give the valves each just one little check and you should be good to go the entire year. One piece of advice is you never want to take the valve fully apart. So if it's leaking still and you're having issues or you have a broken valve, best thing to do is to contact us at Paddle North, bring it into our repair location, or find a local shop that can help you out with that. There's 2 different types of seam failures. One can be just a slow leak and one could be a rupture. This happens from exceeding the manufacturer's recommendations for inflating the craft. If you have a seam rupture, it will be very obvious where it's located, as well as likely made a pretty violent noise when it happened. You're going to then want to cut a patch that goes 2 inches on either side of the seam and 2 inches longer than the seam repair. Give yourself plenty of extra material to work with. Make sure there's no straight edges on the patch and round all corners to prevent it from peeling up or getting snagged on anything. You'll then want to mark the area where the patch goes, sand the area with a medium grit 120 to 150 grit sandpaper, as well as the back of the patch. Clean the patch and the affected area with MEK or denatured alcohol. Take your glue and a small brush or Q-tip and spread a thin layer of glue on the patch and on the area you've marked on the craft. Wait 3 to 5 minutes and then repeat that step with a second layer of glue on the patch and the craft. Wait 3 to 5 minutes and then apply the patch to the affected area. Using a roller or a metal spoon, you will want to push out all the air bubbles and ensure you have a nice tight seal. You'll want to wait 24 hours before inflating the craft, inflate it, and use soapy water to test for leaks. If your craft stays inflated and you don't find any leaks, your patch was successful and you're ready to paddle. Now we're going to talk about repairing a puncture in your craft. In all Paddle North products, there's a repair kit that includes patches. You want to cut the patch so that there's a 1-inch border around any puncture or hole. Always cut the patch with round corners, as you don't want any sharp edges that could come peeled up. Many people will trace the patch on the area first so they know exactly where to put the glue. You will then scuff the area that needs to be repaired, and the back of the patch with a medium grit 120 to 150 grit sandpaper. Then take a solvent such as MEK or denatured alcohol and clean both the patch and the craft where you will be repairing it. You're going to take glue and a Q-tip or a brush and spread a thin layer of glue on the patch and on the area in question. Wait 3 to 5 minutes and then add another layer of thin glue onto the patch and the product. Wait another 3 to 5 minutes and then place the patch in the area, making sure to smooth it out with a hard roller or the back of a spoon to get out all air bubbles and make sure all the edges are down flat. If you get any excess glue beyond the patch, you can clean it off with MEK or denatured alcohol later on. Wait 24 hours for a full cure, inflate the product, and then use soapy water to test for leaks. After testing it with soapy water, if you don't notice any bubbles and your craft is holding air, you are now paddle ready and your patch was successful. Now we're going to talk about replacing or adding D-rings or accessories. The first step would be to locate the position where you would like to put the D-ring. Sand the area with a medium grit sandpaper, 120 to 150 grit. Also, prep the back of the D-ring by sanding. Use an MEK solvent or denatured alcohol to clean both the D-ring and the area you will be applying it to. Place the D-ring in the location you would like to be applying and trace the outline with a pencil so you know where the glue needs to go. Then take the glue and a small brush or Q-tip and spread a thin layer on the back of the D-ring and a thin layer on the location you marked out on the product. Wait 3 to 5 minutes and then repeat the process with another thin layer on the back of the D-ring and on the product. Wait another 3 to 5 minutes, place the D-ring in position, and use a hard object such as a roller or a metal spoon to push out all of the air bubbles and smooth the D-ring out so it sticks to the product. Usually wait 24 hours for full cure time. Thanks again everyone for watching. If this seems too complicated or you have a unique situation that you'd like us to check out, we do have a full service repair shop in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Feel free to give us a call or shoot us an email and we can get you all taken care of.